If you know how to do local SEO with one website and get it ranked in local, going after multiple locations in multiple cities, right? And whether the company's in 5 cities or they're in 35 cities, the process really doesn't change a whole lot. All right, so there's just a core couple of things that you got to really keep in mind, or things that I would make sure are happening if I was in your shoes.
Welcome to Show Me the Nuggets, where each week Joe chats with world-class entrepreneurs to find out the key principles, strategies, and processes that lie behind their outstanding achievements. Now, your host, the no bullshit serial entrepreneur, Joe Troyer.
What are the best practices for ranking businesses with multi-locations inside of local search? What is the best way to list their location and to get their business ranked for their main keyword phrases in each city? All right, so this is a great question, and honestly, a question that I think a lot of people have, but are frankly kind of scared to ask it. They feel like they should know the answer to the question already. So local SEO with multi-locations is really actually, guys, very, very simple. And I'm sure that most of you guys are like overthinking the crap out of it. If you know how to do local SEO with one website and get it ranked in local, going after multiple locations in multiple cities, right? And whether the company's in 5 cities or they're in 35 cities, the process really doesn't change a whole lot. All right, so there's just a core couple of things that you got to really keep in mind, or things that I would make sure are happening if I was in your shoes. All right, so first off, I would put each and every location on one website. Okay, each and every location on one website. The only time or times that I wouldn't do that is if, let's say, each location is a franchise. Maybe then it's up for debate whether you want to put each location on a website. But even then, I would really push to have it on one website, right? The only other reason that I wouldn't have each location, right, pointing back to one domain or to one website is if you're doing anything that could be considered gray hat or black hat. Right? If you're doing anything that's considered gray hat or black hat, you would want to keep things separated so that you don't have all of your eggs in one basket, right? Because if you get hit with that one domain, right, across all those GMB listings, let's say there's 20 or 30 locations, it's going to be a lot of work standing everything back up and fixing the issues, all right? So if I were you though, 95% of the time, right, put it on one website. Next up, each city then, right, should have a corresponding page. And you either want to, put that on yourdomain.com or your client's domain.com/city, or put it on an individual subdomain. So you do city.yourdomain.com. If you're going to be going after a lot of locations, I think that the subdomain makes more sense, right? So let's say you're working with a client and they're in 15 states, right? The subdomain probably makes more sense, right? If you're working with a client and their service area, let's say, is like 30 miles, and so they're not in a lot of locations, they just have a service area that they want to hit. If that's the case, then I would probably use this top structure. Okay, so those are kind of the two different use cases that we use. Next up, whether you go with a subdomain or you're going with a page, you're going to want to put the NAP, the name, the address, and the phone number on that page or subdomain. All right, and each location that you want to have a Google My Business for, right, needs its own separate address and phone number. Okay, if I were you, I'd keep the name exactly the same, and I would just change out and swap out, right, the address and the phone number. Next up, on that page or on that subdomain, depending on what you prefer or what you end up going after, I would embed the map, right, of that location from Google My Business, right? You can embed it with driving directions on that page and subdomain. I would also link directly back to the GMB, to the Google My Business account from that page and subdomain as well. Okay, and these last things, guys, here, these are all things that are just like correlations, right? You're helping Google make sure that it doesn't trip and fall, right? You're telling Google and showing Google exactly what it wants to see. Okay, will all of these have a huge, impact on your campaign? No, but it's going to help them make the correlation that this is the page or this is the subdomain for that city. Okay, we just don't want Google having any confusion there. Okay, and then each location should have their own optimized GMB location, right, inside of your Google My Business account. Okay, and guys, that's really it, right? So if you're going after, let's say, Philadelphia, PA for one location, right, and West Palm Beach, Florida for another, each GMB should be treated separately, okay, and it should be optimized separately. You don't want to use images from PA on the West Palm Beach location, right? When you're geotagging images on your Google My Business account, you want to geotag them, right, for whichever account or location you're going after, right? If you're going after or optimizing inside of the West Palm Beach account, you don't want to obviously be putting in information about Philadelphia. Okay, so keep it kind of siloed in terms of your optimization structure.
Thanks for tuning in and Show Me the Nuggets. If you've been enjoying the podcast and find our content helpful, please visit our Apple Podcast page, hit the subscribe button, and leave us a review. Joe and the whole team have been working hard to bring more value to the show. Your feedback will go a long way in helping us make the show better and reach a wider audience.